Well, we're in the midst of Rosh Hashanah and the 10 days of awe. Well, the 2 days of Rosh Hashanah are really over with, but I'm seeing we're in the 10 days of awe, and Yom Kippur is coming. We see much trouble still in the Middle East, and it's going to escalate. It's scriptures, it's prophesied. But I'm going to make a statement. And I know President Obama ain't going to listen to me, nor any of the other people out there in government. But as I've been watching this unfold, there's much evil on both sides over there in Syria. Both sides. You got the rebels that are basically just Muslims, and some of them are terrorists or radical Muslims. They're killing Christians as well as the other side. Shahad, or whatever his name is has always been more lenient to Christians. He had Christians even in his cabinet. So did he set off the chemical weapons? I mean, really? Hush, babies. Do we really know that he did? Or was it the rebels somehow got a way to distribute, set this up? Some said they don't have the capability. Well, let me tell you, if there's a will, there's a way. If there's really a strong will to do something, there's a way to do it, people. So, these are some Muslim groups fighting Muslims. And I totally agree with one thing that Obama said, that in a way we can't let this pass. Although I'm not for this, but yet I'm not against it, because I really, and it's not cause what Obama said about the red line, but they have chemical weapons over there. I truly believe they came from Hussein, because he snuck them across the desert. I seen the trucks going across the desert, and it's pretty well, others believe this in higher authority. Excuse me. But he has chemical weapons. And when a government has chemical weapons, it's privy to other people too, whether they like it or not. You know, if we wanted to get whatever our military has, we've had weapons stolen off of the government bases before. Right under the government's nose. Right here in America. So, they can't say that the rebels didn't get a hold of them and didn't figure a way about the delivery system, or stole the delivery system too. I don't know. All I know, if there's a will, there's a way. But if we go ahead and bomb Syria to disable some of their government's, you know, airfields and stuff like that, we need to tell the rebels too that we don't trust you either, and that if you all want to fight the war and kill each other, that's one thing, but if you use chemical weapons, then you're all in line of fire. that the chemical weapon thing has to stop. If it doesn't stop, then I would suggest everybody get out of Syria, and we'll just flatten Syria, even if we hit the chemical weapon things. And I know a lot of you say, oh, but Barbara, you're crazy, that'll let that stuff off. Well, is it not best to let it off in Syria and an empty piece of land than it would be in a population? Maybe some of it will be carrying the air. I don't know for sure what all he has. I know sarin gas that he has, because that's what they used. And it's a terrible thing. But if the world don't do something to stop it, what is next? Who will he hit next? You know, Tel Aviv is sitting right across the line, and he's already threatened Tel Aviv if we bomb. But who's to say that he won't use it on Tel Aviv if we don't bomb? There's so many consequences over this mess. I wish the president hadn't drawn a red line in the sand, but he did, stupidly. And by him doing that, and if we don't do anything, then we're giving a sort of a red flag. Go ahead, use it. Oh, we'll get mad, and we'll jump on you, and we'll run our head, and we'll tell you we're going to do this, and we're going to tell you we're going to do that. But we're not going to do anything. So don't worry about us. So in a way, we have to do something. I don't know what. But in doing this, if we do, we'll be more than likely starting World War III over there. So, what are the consequences? Do we just sit back and let them wipe each other out, kill their children? Let me tell you, we permitted Hitler to do what he did in Germany. We did. For a long time we didn't know what was going on, but there was reports that was coming out and people crying for help, saying this is what's happening. He's putting us in concentration camps and killing us without discrimination. And I know everybody gets hyped up on the Jews that he did, and he did. He tried to exterminate the Jews, but he tried to exterminate others. As I've said before, if you were homosexual, you went into the camps and you were killed just like a Jew was killed. If you were black, you went into the concentration camps and you were killed because of the color of your skin. Hitler killed massive people without any discrimination of the color they were or who they were. If they didn't suit his ideal of the perfect man or woman, you were more likely taken to a concentration camp, gassed, and burned in ovens. So, if this leader really set off that gas himself, and they're saying they can prove that he did, if he did, then he has becoming another Hitler. Without conscience, that will gas you without discrimination, and his own people. So are we going to let another Hitler arise to do the things that Hitler did? And maybe even worse. I don't know how you could have got worse than Hitler, but could. So we need to think about the situation before we go, no, you can't do that. You know, it took Japan to bomb Pearl Harbor for us to get into the war over there. And when we got into the war, we not only fought Japan, we fought Germany as well. So we fought 2 wars at the same time in the same decade. I think that Korea bombed Hawaii. I think it was a design by God to wake up America and get her in there to stop Hitler. Because if we hadn't got in there, there had been a great possibility that Hitler could have ruled all of the European nations over there and been headed over here to us, our country. And God knew that, so he inspired a Japanese leader to bomb Pearl Harbor. For what reason? Really for no reason at all. We were in talks with Japan at this time. At the very time that Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, we were negotiating things with them. We were having talks about peace and stuff. But he decided to go ahead and bomb us for what reason? We weren't at war with them, with Japan. Really at war, we wasn't. But out of the blue, they did decide to bomb us. And by doing that, it forced us to take action. And when we took action, we went into Germany. And we helped defeat Hitler. I mean, there's a lot of other history that went on during that time, and if you want to know, study it. So, I'm saying the world can't sit back, and America can't sit back, because we know about this. We know that it's going on. And we got to stand up and say, no, this can't go on. Your civil war is killing thousands of people on both sides. But when you take and you use chemical weapons to try to win your point, that is just not acceptable. It's not, people. If they get by with it there, don't think they won't try to transport some of that over here and be using it in America. You know, the next thing that'll happen, like up there in Boston, when those young men set off the bombs up there, the next group may be bringing sarin gas over, setting it off in malls, in train stations, in ballparks, to kill a massive amount of people, the most hideous way, and not caring who it kills. And in a way, we're giving them permission to do this. Oh, it's okay. So, if we don't step up and do something, we are putting our nation in danger. Because I'm telling you, they will use it on us. You see, they don't like us. They really don't like us. The Muslims that are very radical does not love us at all. In fact, they hate us because we're infidels. See, we don't, here in the West, we don't seem to understand that this is a holy war. A holy war. A war to cleanse the infidels so that the Mahdi can come. They even prophesy of a great war over there, killing each other, and it will take him to come and settle it over there. You need to read their prophecies. So, as we are in this time of forgiveness, of this time of cleaning house, this house, not our house, but this house, because this is our house, our body is our house we live in. So, I fully believe that President Obama, whether he gets permission or not, will go ahead and do this. Or, if he don't, there will be a time that we will see it turn up here in America. And there will be some of us die, just as those children and people died over there in Syria. Not only will we get it, Israel will get it too. He's got the chemical weapons. There's some way that if we can negotiate to get the chemical weapons away from him, all of them, and take them and have scientists there that knows how to destroy this crap. And it's crap. It's dangerous, it's evil, and it needs to be destroyed. And if we have people that are legitimate and will destroy it, we need to get it. And destroy it. Period. Not use it ourselves. Not have it even on this earth for anyone else to use. We need to destroy these chemical weapons. Because if we don't, they're going to use them more and more. And anytime you don't think that they tell you that they will do something over there, they're not just running their mouth. They will do it. So in a way, we can't just go in and bomb and then walk away. We have to let them know that if you do anything to Israel, we will come in. And that we will, if we have to, flatten Syria or any of the other countries to get to that chemical weapon, we will. And if you go in there and bomb Israel because of a revocation, we will bomb you. Period. I mean, since we're into it, I didn't think we would be, but since we are into it, we got to follow through to protect our allies over there and to protect ourselves. Because it'll come to America. If you don't think they won't get it here in America and use it, you are very, very sadly mistaken. You live in a dream world. Oh, they won't do it to us. They won't touch us. Well, they already have, people. And now I know the truther says, oh, well, the towers was taken down by our government. If you want to believe that nonsense, well, go ahead and believe it. But the towers were legitimately taken down by Muslims that were extremists. Not all Muslims are extremists. They're caught up into this mess with the extremists, dragging them in, kicking and screaming, because they didn't want to go do this. I mean, we have Muslims that are very good Americans and are here, and they don't want all of this stuff. All they want to do is live in here in America, pray 5 times a day, do their life according to the way they believe, and be left alone and at peace. But as long as the radicals are stomping around, killing people, then this makes us look at all Muslims in a way that we suspect them of being terrorists too. And that's not true. But we do know that bad things are happening over in Syria, and they're getting worse. If you think that they're going to get better, they're not. And if you think they're not going to use the chemical weapons again, you're sadly mistaken. You're living in a dream world, because they will use them again. They will. And they may be using them on Israel, which I do know Israel will fight back. And she'll come at them with a vengeance. And I don't blame her. I would too. If you gas my people, I'd come after you with a vengeance too. But all of this is prophecy in the Bible. It has to happen. There's a war coming over in Israel. And I'm not talking about Armageddon. This war is the one that leads up to the Antichrist. It'll be very quick. By the time it'll start in the evening, and by the time the morning has come, it'll be over with. That's how fast it will happen. And many will lay dead all over the place over there. And then that will give the Antichrist the time to rise up, deceive the people over there in the Middle East, deceive even Israel and Jerusalem, and they will sign a 7-year treaty, because the land will be so devastated over there by this short, quick, massive war that they'll sign a treaty just to say, okay, we've had it. We don't want no more of this. And it'll be one of the worst mistakes that Israel will do, even though it's prophesied, and they will do it. And we will see many changes over there in the Middle East during this 7 years. We will see a temple built back. Oh, I know a lot of people says this temple ain't going to be built. Yeah, there's going to be a temple over there. There is. And they will start back sacrificing. And when they start back sacrificing, in half part of that the Antichrist will stop it. Do away with Sabbath days. Do away with the feast. Do away with all that, just like Constantine did. He'll follow that track, just like Constantine. And change everything back to, as we know it now, Sundays and Easters and all of this stuff, you know. But it has to be done, because when he comes, when it says in Daniel that he will sit on the throne of God, Where is the throne of God? It's in the Holy of Holies. Now I'm talking on earth. Now we know where the throne of God is, really. But I'm talking about here on earth. That's why the temple has to be built back. And there will be a type of thing that will look like the Ark of the Covenant. And he will go in there and sit on the seat of God. If you remember, if you have to go back to the Old Testament and the description of the Ark of the Covenant. And when God would ascend down, he would ascend down into the Holy of Holies and set upon the seat of the Ark of the Covenant that's between the two angels. That's what it's talking about. He will come in and he will sit upon that seat of the Holy of Holies, the seat of God, and he will begin to say, I am God. I'm him. I am the Messiah. I am the deliverer. I am the one that's causing the peace and everything. And at first, Israel will fall in league with it because that's what their prophecy says that the Messiah will do according to their prophecy. And people, we need to get our heart right. In this time of Yom Kippur is coming upon us. The books are open and the things will be sealed. The events will be written down and they will be sealed to happen throughout the year to come. And this over in Syria is playing a major part. We are in time of great trouble. We will see more things happen than any generation has ever seen upon earth. And there's been a lot of generations seeing a lot of stuff. But this generation we're in will see events happening. We will see things and beings coming down from the sky. We will see things and beings coming up from the earth. We will see events happening that we've never seen before in our lifetime. We will be confused, confounded, and just distraught if you don't have your heart right with Jesus Christ, Yahshua HaMashiach. Because he is. It says it will be so bad that we have to look to the eastern sky for our redemption draws nigh. That's how bad troubles will become. The plagues will come. Rain will be with hell. And it don't take long when a drought hits and no rain for land to burn up. I've seen it in my time. Back when I was quite younger, and my ex-husband and I were married, and we had a dairy farm, and we had a 7-year drought here in Arkansas. We lost our cattle because of the drought. We even lost our farm because of the drought. It don't take long. It don't take long, people. There will be diseases break out that are coming now that we've never heard of before. They're coming, people. The earth right now is shaking. There's earthquakes breaking out all over and volcanoes coming awake. Why? Because the earth is being shaken to the core. Scripture, prophecy, people. So I felt led to put this out because we need to truly repent. Get our house in order. This house in order for the coming events, so we'll be right with Him, and that He will stand with us and for us and protect us. Father, I plead the blood over this video. I plead the blood. And the things that's kind of come upon us, I ask you to put your hand upon the redeemed. Put your hand upon your people that you're calling out. Put your hand upon all the people that you're calling out from everywhere. You're calling them out from the Muslims, and from the Hindus, and from Christianity, from Judaism. You're just reaching out and bringing a group of people together that will turn their hearts totally to you and accept Yahshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, as their Savior. They will become one here on earth to stand for you in the great trouble and turmoil that is about to happen. Father, have mercy upon your people and let their eyes be opened. Let them put on your armor that we can stand for you. And if we have to die, then we shall die for your glory. If we live for your glory. Father, no matter what goes on, I know that we are capable of passing through the fire and the flames. We are capable to come out and stand in your glory, no matter what else is going on. We are called by your name for your purpose and for your design. Just like Esther was back there in those days to save and protect her people, we are being called out to stand and glorify you no matter what is going on. Put your holy hand upon us. Cleanse our hearts. Let us be forgiving and merciful, and just stand for your glory at all cost, praying and glorifying your holy name. As so many before us, as they died, tied to stakes, and as they sang your praises as the flames leaped around them, the only thing that caused their voice to cease praising you is when that last breath left their body. They refuse to surrender no matter what. They praised you to the very end, and then they went home. Let us be as half as brave as they were. Let us stand for you in these last days. Father, glorify yourself in the body of your people. In the name of Yahshua HaMashiach. Amen. And amen. Or whatever his name is has always been more lenient to Christians. He had Christians even in his cabinet. So, did he set off the chemical weapons? I mean, really? Hush, babies. Do we really know that he did? Or was it the rebels somehow got a way to to distribute, set this up. Some said they don't have the capability. Well, let me tell you, well, we're in the midst of Rosh Hashanah and the 10 days of awe. Well, the 2 days of Rosh Hashanah are really over with, but I'm seeing we're in the 10 days of awe, and Yom Kippur is coming. We see much trouble still in the Middle East, and it's going to escalate. In scriptures is prophesied. But I'm going to make a statement. And I know President Obama ain't going to listen to me. Obama said about the red line. But they have chemical weapons over there. I truly believe they came from Hussein, because he snuck them across the desert. I seen the trucks going across the desert. And it's pretty well, others believe this, in higher authority. Excuse me. But he has chemical weapons. And when a government has chemical weapons, it's privy to other people too, whether they like it or not. You know, if we wanted to get whatever, nor any of the other people out there in government. But as I've been watching this unfold, there's much evil on both sides over there in Syria. Both sides. You got the rebels that are basically just Muslims, and some of them are terrorists or radical Muslims. They're killing Christians as well as the other side. Shahar, there's a will, there's a way. If there's really a strong will to do something, there's a way to do it, people. So, these are some Muslim groups fighting Muslims. And I totally agree with one thing that Obama said, that in a way we can't let this pass. Although I'm not for this, but yet I'm not against it, because I really, and it's not cause what